Federal prosecutors have charged a former vice president of a multi-state operator with insider trading, alleging he used confidential information about a cannabis merger to earn over $600,000 in illegal profits. This is the State of Cannabis News Digest, a roundup of this week's key developments in the cannabis industry. Our top stories.
Kentucky Democrats have filed new legislation to legalize recreational marijuana only weeks after the state's medical cannabis program took effect on January 1st. Connecticut lawmakers are considering House Bill, which would impose a THC potency cap on recreational cannabis products. Iowa is considering legislation that could double the number of medical CBD dispensaries statewide. In a separate bill, lawmakers also aim to regulate THC-infused beverages under open container laws. Two explosions related to THC extraction have left 3 people injured this week in 2 unconnected incidents in Maryland and Michigan.
And now, here is the deeper look at the key events in the cannabis world this week.
In Kentucky this week, lawmakers are debating 2 key cannabis-related bills that could reshape the state's stance on marijuana. Senate Bill 36 and House Bill 105 both aim to legalize recreational cannabis for adults aged 21 and older. These bills propose a constitutional amendment that would let voters decide on legalization during the 2026 general election. If passed, adults could legally possess up to an ounce of cannabis and grow 5 plants at home. However, there's strong opposition from Republican lawmakers who hold a supermajority. Senate Majority Floor Leader Max Wise and others have raised concerns about health risks and the broader implications of recreational use. Their resistance reflects lingering unease about expanding access, even as public interest in reform grows. Also on the table is Senate Bill 33, which would decriminalize possession of up to 8 ounces of marijuana, or 5 plants, aiming to reduce penalties and ease the burden on the legal system. These debates come on the heels of the state's new medical marijuana program, which was launched on January 1st.
Connecticut lawmakers have proposed a bill to cap THC concentrations in recreational cannabis products at 15%, measured on a dry weight basis. The measure, introduced on January 23rd, would apply to cannabis flower, plant material, and other products. Supporters say the cap could reduce health risks, particularly for younger or inexperienced users, and follows similar proposals in neighboring states. Critics argue the cap could drive consumers to unregulated markets where product safety and potency are less certain. Critics also warn that the new law could reduce options for medical cannabis patients and experienced users, hurting licensed businesses while fueling underground sales. The outcome of Connecticut's debate could have broader implications for cannabis policy across the Northeast and beyond, as lawmakers in other states watch closely to gauge the potential impact of such measures on consumer behavior, industry growth, and public safety.
Iowa lawmakers are advancing 2 significant cannabis-related proposals. One bill aims to double the number of medical cannabidiol dispensaries in the state from 5 to 10, addressing access issues for patients. The proposed dispensary expansion follows recommendations from the 2023 Medical Cannabidiol Board report, which called for greater access across Iowa. While the proposed bill aims to support medical cannabis patients, other regulations, such as the 2024 hemp law, have significantly impacted hemp businesses, with 200 closures reported. Critics have highlighted the inconsistency between promoting medical cannabis, which remains federally illegal, and imposing restrictions on federally legal hemp products. In parallel, another proposal seeks to regulate THC-infused beverages under the state's open container law, aligning them with rules already in place for alcohol. The addition of THC-infused beverages to the open container law underscores the state's focus on public safety, but it also highlights the evolving regulatory landscape for cannabis products in Iowa. As both measures progress, their potential effects on patients, businesses, and public safety will likely continue to be debated.
Two explosions related to THC extraction processes, one in Jackson, Michigan, and another in Stevensville, Maryland, left 3 people injured and raised serious safety concerns about using flammable gases like butane and propane. In Jackson, Michigan, a 38-year-old man suffered severe burns while attempting to extract THC with butane in a motel bathroom. The explosion caused a small fire, but no harm to other occupants. Authorities are investigating and may press charges. In Stevensville, Maryland, an explosion at the licensed PharmaCann facility injured 2 employees and caused $250,000 in damages. Despite having safety systems, the use of propane and butane in the extraction process led to significant structural damage and nearby evacuations. These incidents highlight the dangers of THC extraction, especially in uncontrolled environments. While licensed facilities follow safety protocols, the risks remain high, prompting calls for stricter regulations, better worker training, and tighter oversight of unregulated extraction practices. For consumers, this underscores the importance of purchasing products from safe, regulated sources.
In a high-profile case spotlighting legal and ethical challenges in the cannabis industry, federal prosecutors in Chicago have indicted former Verano Holdings executive Anthony Marsico and 3 associates on insider trading charges. The indictment alleges Marsico exploited confidential information about Verano's planned $413 million acquisition of Goodness Growth Holdings to purchase stock, resulting in approximately $600,000 in illegal profits. Marsico, who served as executive vice president at Verano Holdings, is accused of buying more than 900,000 shares of Goodness Growth stock during private negotiations preceding the public announcement of the acquisition in February 2022. Following the announcement, Goodness Growth's stock price surged by 42%, and Marsico sold his shares before the deal fell apart in late 2022. Prosecutors also charged 3 of Marsico's associates, alleging they participated in the scheme after receiving insider tips from Marsico. The group, described as golf and social friends, reportedly leveraged the information to buy and sell stocks for their own financial gain. Verano Holdings, a major multi-state operator in the cannabis industry, has condemned the alleged actions and cooperated fully with the investigation. The company emphasized its commitment to ethical business practices and regulatory compliance. However, the case has raised broader concerns about oversight in the rapidly growing cannabis sector, particularly as it intersects with corporate mergers and securities markets. This indictment comes as the cannabis industry faces increasing scrutiny, with experts predicting that cases like this could drive stricter compliance measures and heightened regulatory standards. The outcome of the case could have significant implications for how cannabis companies handle acquisitions and stock trades in the future, as the sector continues to expand and attract more attention from investors and regulators. As the trial unfolds, it will serve as a litmus test for the industry's ability to navigate its growth responsibly while maintaining transparency and accountability in corporate practices.
This was the State of Cannabis News Digest, available weekly. You can listen to us on all main podcast platforms. To make sure you don't miss out on the latest updates and in-depth analysis of the cannabis industry, be sure to subscribe to our podcast. By subscribing, you'll get notifications for each new episode, helping you stay informed and ahead in the ever-evolving cannabis market. Join us next Saturday for more insights. Until then, keep thriving and stay green.